Welcome back to Learning Partners. So this is the third video of the series JavaScript tutorial. Up till now, we have seen like how do we create the variables, how do we update the value of the variable. Then in second video, we have seen what are the operators we have in JavaScript, like arithmetic, logical, conditional, all those types of operator we have seen. I have mentioned the link of the part 1 and the part 2 in the description itself, so you can go through it. Okay. So today we will be focusing on functions, like how do we create the functions, why we need the function, what are the benefits of creating functions, everything we are going to cover, right? So let's get started. Let me just adjust the UI. Yeah. So this is the simple page I have created. In that, now I'm going to create a script tag, right? So first I will explain the scenario. Where do we need the function, right? So let's say I have a number where I'm declaring a variable where num1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then again, I'm taking second variable that is num2 is equal to 4, 4, 4. Right. So I have two variable which is storing some integer value. Let's say I have to calculate the sum of this number. So what I can do, where result is equal to num1 plus num2. And I have to display that into some console. Let's print it in console. Sum is result. Let's save and let's open the console over here so that we can check the output. Console. Yeah, so see, you can get the sum. Now let's say again I have some two number, that is num3 is equal to 2, 2, where num4 is equal to 3, 3. And again I have to do the addition of this. So what again I will do? Again, I will do the same operation, that is result to the variable I will be storing. Num3 plus num4. This is like we can do. But this kind of thing is kind of a repetitive. We are doing addition multiple times, right? So rather than writing the same code again and again, what we can do, we can wrap this code, means addition part. Like if we have to do the addition of two numbers. So what we can do, we can wrap this code into a container, and wherever we need the addition of two number, we can call that container. So here functions come, like the role of functions come. Okay, so now I will create a function. So the way to create a function is you have to write function, then your function should have a name, right? So let's say add two numbers. This is my function name. After that, you have to use round brackets, then curly bracket and enter. So this is how your function should look like. So this is predefined syntax. Then this is your name, like the variable we have seen now. This is nothing but your name. Whatever the name you want to give, you can give it over here. Then, right? So in this function, what I am going to do, I have to pass, as the function decay name suggests, like we are going to add two numbers into this function. So wherever I need the addition of two number, I will call this function and pass the two values. Then this function will return some value, right? So for that, I need to add some parameter over here. So let's say num1 comma num2, right? So this is a parameter. Okay, so where this is function with two parameters. This function has two parameters, num1 and num2. Now what I need to do, I need to make the addition of these two numbers and return the value. So what I can do, where sum is equal to num1 plus num2. This num1 is different and this num1 is different. Okay, this num1 is this parameter. Let's change it to temp num1. Let's make it to temp num2. It will be a little bit clear. So now you can see I have a function with two parameters, that is temp num1 and temp num2. And I'm creating an addition and storing it into the sum variable. So that I'm going to return with return statement. So I can write like return sum. So whatever the value I get in the sum variable, I'm going to return that. Now, This is the function which is responsible to make the addition of two number, whatever the number we pass, and it is responsible to return the value. Okay, now see, now instead of this on line number 16, what we have do manually we have added two's number. Instead of that, we can call the function like this, function name round bracket. So you can see as I give the round bracket, since this is a function, we have to call the round bracket. After that, you can see for this function, we have two parameters, that is temp number and temp num2. So we have to pass the two values also. So currently I'm passing this num1 as first parameter and then num2 as second parameter. Same like this, we have to add here also. So this, then here I need to pass num3 and num4. So this is how it, let me just add a debugger over here. Let's save it. Now, if you see, let me just add a debugger on the first line. Let it continue. Let's reload it again. Now, if you see, we are on the line number 16. But on this line number 16, what we have did, we have called the function, that is add to number. So once we execute this line, it will go over here. And from this, we are calling this function, but we are sending two parameters, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4, 4. So if I F10 now, so you can see we are in the function. Now in the temp1, you got 1, 2, 3, and in the temp2, you got 4, 4, 4. This is because when we call this function, we have sent two arguments to this function, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 4, 4, 4. That we have got over here in the first parameter and the second parameter. Then we are calculating the sum into this sum variable 5, 6, 7, and we are simply returning. So if I continue, so in the result, you will get to 6, 5, 6, 7. So we have called the function by passing two parameters, and it has returned the value, and we have stored that value into the result variable. Same like that, again, we have called the same function. See, from here, we have called this function with 22 and second number as 33. So in temp num1, you got 22 and second number 33. Then we are just adding those two into the sum variable and returning the value. So here you will get to see 55. So now by looking at it, we can see we have made this function as a reusable. So let's say in your whole application, wherever you need the addition of two number, you just have to call this number and pass the parameters arguments. So you will get the addition in return. So this is how we have created a function with some parameter, and this function is going to return some value also. Now this was a little bit hard. Let's try to create a simple function. Now we know like this alert box is responsible to show whatever the message we get right here. If I save it, so you can see we have got the pop-up with the message. Now if I have to create a function which is responsible to show the pop-up, right? So let's create that. Now instead of writing this, what we can do, we can create a function, then function name, show alert. This is my function name, curly bracket. Now if I want to show some pop-up into the alert message, I need to send some value also, right? So for that, we can send the value over here. So this function will need a parameter, that is message. And that message we can use in the alert box, alert, and then we can pass the message. Whatever the message we get over here, that we are going to pass into the alert. Now, wherever you need to show the alert box, what you need to do, you just need to call this function, and you have to pass the result, whatever the message you need to send. So I'm passing this. Let me store this message into this variable. I'm just concatenating this two plus result, and message I will send it over here. So you can see I have created a concatenated string, that is sum is whatever the result I get, and that message I have passed over here. So let's save and check. Let me just add a debugger over here also. So now it is in the add to function. So now we have got the result in here. I have created a dynamic text. So see, my complete message is sum is, after that plus concatenation. sum is 567, and this message I'm passing to show alert function. So we have called this function. So now it will go to execution, will go over that function. See, and in the message we have got sum is whatever the message we have passed when we have called this function, that we are showing in the alert box. Let's continue. Now same message I can use it over here also. Here I will just send the result to. Let's save, continue. So you can see first time it has called, we have sent the message like sum is the total sum. Second time we have just sent the amount like sum 55. So it will show just 55. So this is also a kind of a function which is not returning anything. It is just performing some operations. Hope you have got it, right? So this was a function which was having some parameters and which was returning some value also. This is a function which is not returning any value, but it has a parameter. So these are the types of functions what you can do. Now the benefit of functions are reusable. So let's say this is just a simple example of add to number, but scenarios can be anything. Consider an amount of code, let's say 2-3 lines of codes is there, and that code is going to be needed over multiple times in multiple pages. So that code, you can keep it in a function and call that function wherever it is needed. So that gives you reusability. Rather than writing the same 3 lines again and again, you put that in a function and call that function wherever you need that code. So when we in the next coming episode, we are going to see events. So when we see the events now, we are going to make use of functions in so many scenarios, right? So this is the basic use of function. So as a theoretical wise, we can say functions are the reusable blocks of code that perform specific tasks. As I told you, like function should be responsible to perform a specific task. Just like that, this function is responsible to add 2 numbers and return the sum, right? So they are a fundamental concept in JavaScript programming, allow developer to organize code. Functions allows us to help our organize code and make it more modular and reusable, right? So what functions can do? Function can return some value, functions can some accept parameter, and we use function to create reusable code. So this is about function, what we can do. Once again, to summarize, let's create one more function, then our function name. Let's say print. Okay, let's create one more scenario. Let's create 3 variables. Let's create a function which will create a full name. If we pass first name, middle name, and last name, anything, so it will return us a full name. So let's create var fname is equal to Sachin, where middle name is equal to Ramesh, where full name is equal to Tendulkar. So we have first name, middle name, and last name. Now I have to create a function which will give me a full name if I pass them first name, middle name, and last name. So let's create a function. So the way to create a function is like function, then my function name, right? So again, the rules and the regulation. Function name should not start with the number. It should not have the space. The same rule we have seen in the variable, that same rule goes to the function name also. So if I start create full name, so you can see it gives you error. So create full name. If I give space in between, still it will give you error. So only 2 rules mandatory you can use. Then round bracket and the curly bracket. So now we have created a function. Now we have to create the now we have to write the logic. So if I am calling this function, I need the parameters also. So let's say fname middle name, last name. So 3 parameters I have: fname, mname, lname. What I have to do? Where full name is equal to, what I have to do? I just have to concatenate these 3 with spacing in between. So plus double quotes, 1 space, plus middle name, place, space, plus, and then the last name. So now this will create a full name with in between space. Then we just have to return the value, return full name. Now, wherever I need the full name, I can call this. Let's say here, where, or let's print it in a console only, console.log. I'm not storing that full name into any variable. I'm just directly printing it. So I will call this function inside this. Okay, let's just do the normal way, where f name. Name of std, full name is equal to, we have to call the function, and like that function, you can see this function needs 3 parameters, so we have to send that. Either we can send directly value, or we can pass the variable also. This is first name, comma, middle name, that is our second parameter, then full name, that is, sorry, this should be last name. It will go over here as a third parameter. So we have called the function, and we have passed the 3 parameters also. Whatever the value this function return, we are storing that into the full name. Let's try to print it. Console.log full name is space, then this is the variable we have, we will print it. Let's try to disable the debugger. So in console, you can see full name is Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar we have got. Now, either you can do this, or let's say we in this while calling this function, we have sent the variables as a parameter. Let's say I don't have the variables. I can simply pass the value like this. Okay, so it will gives us the complete name second time also. Okay, we haven't printed that, so let me just copy this, paste it, and full name too. It will be over here. Let's save. See, so it is not mandatory that you should pass the parameter only. You can pass the directly value also. What it just need the value. So it doesn't matter if you pass it from the variable or directly passing it. So hope you have got the function and why do we create the function. So let's say the create full name scenario. In all your project, wherever you need wherever you need to create the full name, you just have to call this function there. So you don't have to write this logic again and again. So this is kind of a reusable code, what we can do using functions in JavaScript. So hope you have got the concept what we have gone through today. Please do like and subscribe if you are liking the content. Thank you. Please stay tuned.